bet you any money that Charles is this nigga's father, bro.
Sacrifice? Don't you talk to me about sacrifice, Charles. I had to send my son back to the island, knowing full well that...
That's my son too, Eloise.
Just cut his dick off. That's what I would have done. Shit, if I was Norman...
Tu sei una carteggiani?
Se volete ricerà così.
Io pensavo che mio figlio se ne fotteva. Federico prima. Tu sei più buono col gioco mio.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. It's your boy Terabyt Reacts here, back with another reaction to Mad Men. Now, I started recording my intro about a half an hour ago, and I ended up making a 30-minute video on how I feel about the dynamics in the show and just in general from the comments that I've seen on the videos on YouTube, on my stance on certain things. And I knew it. I knew the comments were going to come because, you know, Mad Men is not the first show that I've had social commentary about and people think I'm bananas, or they think that I'm still living in the 50s, or, you know, all the other buzzwords that they want to throw at me. You know, I'm used to it by now since I've been doing YouTube, right? And it's getting worse and worse over the years. So I felt like I needed to address that a little bit because people think I'm coming from a place of hate when I talk about women. It's not. I just think that men and women dynamics would be a lot better if we remain in our traditional roles. But people believe that other people believe that we've evolved past that and it's not like that anymore. You know, nowadays you have women that are more masculine and you have men that are more feminine. And people think that that dynamic works. If you're a man, I believe you should be masculine. If you're a woman, I believe you should be feminine. But unfortunately, it seems like it's an unpopular opinion these days to say that stuff for some reason. But either way, it is what it is. Let's jump into the episode. If you guys want to see more episode of Mad Men, if you want to watch it on Patreon, you can always go over there. By the time you're seeing this on YouTube, I'm pretty sure that we've probably close to the end of the show, or maybe in 2 seasons ahead at least, but we'll see how things go. Anyways, link is down in the description. Let's jump into the episode. I will see you guys right after for the review. She's having daydreams about this dude now. Oh god. I wonder how Don would feel if pretty sure he would be angry. Bruh, do you know what time it is you're calling me right now, Kyle? Bro.
I had this revelation. New York City is not a domestic destination, like, say, Dallas. God speaks to us. We have an impulse and we act on it.
It's very interesting.
How do we know to do it, Don? How do we know to do something?
Instinct.
I know I just gave you New York, but can you help me with that?
You want to take your international business, Connie?
I want you to earn it. A little bit of wow, as a lady friend of mine used to say. I want a Hilton on the moon. That's where we're headed.
Okay.
Hey, I like how he
America
thinks though.
Is wherever we look, wherever we're going to be.
I guess it's not that memorable.
Write up a proposal
And
for
I don't
the
know
New
how
York
long
Hilton
they've
says
been
convention spaces. Send it over to me by noon.
I didn't even know they
I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. I don't think the 4 a.m. feedings are over yet.
pretty sure
What are you
Don
doing?
is making a nice money because the
Yes,
more
sweet.
places he has to manage,
Going in.
the more money he makes. So this. Oh no.
What are you doing?
I'm running.
In the dark?
It's cool, it's quiet, and no one bothers me. Take me up to Ross Lane.
That's what you need in the 4 o'clock in the morning. Pick up a sweaty woman on the street.
Right or left?
Just Just let me on up here.
This woman wants to do stuff to Don.
Have coffee with me.
You'll be late for work.
I'm always late. It's coffee.
Yeah, it's okay.
Maybe that's why you can't sleep.
Too much coffee.
Good morning.
Oh my God. I would be frightened too.
Sorry.
How long have you been there? I had no idea.
Can you get me some coffee, please? And I need you to type this up and get it to Hilton before he leaves for Europe.
Actually, he's going to California. He already left 2 messages on the service. Do you want me to get him?
This, coffee, Hilton.
Of course.
She's left-handed? And she has beautiful handwriting too. And she writes in cursive, which nobody does anymore, pretty much. At least in America. It's just...
It could either be the view of the Acropolis, or just these big columns like you're standing there.
I would have
Then
never
below it,
guessed that
your
she was
window on the
left-handed, though.
world. Hilton. Period.
And believe it or not, we're not allowed to pretend that that's the view from the window of the Hilton, because it's not.
Other than that,
The tag is flat.
well, that one's yours.
That doesn't make it good. There is no deadline. I want to see work as you think of it. Give me more ideas to reject. I can't do this all by myself.
I just don't know what he's looking at. I want him staring right at us at the end.
There's a style for the draw on these spots. And it's stop, inhale, 1,000-yard stare.
Pete just died back there.
It can make people very uncomfortable.
Walter Cronkite does it every night. Let's take a risk together. Shall we, Sally?
Going again. This time, Nathaniel, on the draw, look right in the lens.
That was a quick response. How many days have passed?
I'd appreciate it if you'd forget all that nonsense I was saying before.
Forgotten.
Sorry, but I had a long, wet lunch. Secretaries nowadays, they don't give you a choice. You know what I mean?
Why are you getting so close, my guy?
Have a secretary.
How'd my shot turn out? Yeah, see?
Let me tell you
Don't think
something,
that's so
man.
bad.
Let me tell you something. I hate when dudes do this. Because dudes actually do this. Like, they're not... they're not gay or anything. But I don't like when dudes are this close to my face, bro. Like, I just don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it. I tell niggas to move. If you're bending over, you don't need to be that close. Okay? Get over yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because dudes don't have to be gay. Some dudes just probably just don't understand. I feel very weird about my personal space, okay? I don't like when men are that close to me unless we know each other like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy because people will do this like in the workplace like this. Like, dudes will do this in the workplace like this. You'll be working and they come over your shoulder. Sometimes it's your boss. You know what I'm saying? As like, and sometimes I'll do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you back up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Because I don't know if they just don't realize that they're like invading your personal space, but we all know that, you know what I'm saying? Dude, here's, you know, he's on the down low, you know. Oh God, here we go.
He's not coming back for a while. I'll lock the door.
So these two have been seeing each other?
So am I.
There's been a misunderstanding.
I know what I know.
Oh, he heard from somebody.
Jerry should have the tracks done. You can see the whole thing tomorrow or when it's done.
I got it. You're at work. That's too bad.
I don't write many letters anymore, so I apologize in advance if I'm unable to accurately express my thoughts. But I do have thoughts.
What exactly is strange
I wish
about
I had a
this?
clearer picture of you in my mind. Anyway, that's all I have to report. I hope to hear from you. B.
B. Oh. We on a one-letter basis now. It's B and H.
What's wrong? It's that Salvatore fella, the director. He's no good. I'd like him gone.
What happened?
Well, I can't work with him. Get rid of him.
I want you to take care of this.
And I want you to keep it just between us.
Crane, you there?
Listen, Lee, I hope you know the commercial's turning out beautiful. Oh, you have a good night. I should get back to work.
Sorry to trouble you. Good night.
Good night. I can't tell you. No, I really do. Lee Garner Jr. asked me to get rid of Sal.
What'd he do?
I didn't ask. He was drunk as a skunk and he's scary to begin with.
What are you gonna do? Call Campbell?
That's the other thing. He said to keep it between us. Can't really do anything, can I? He was really drunk.
Show's up.
It's like I know the phone call is coming.
Hello? Don, it's Conrad Hilton.
It's not a problem, Connie.
Can you come have a drink with me?
Right now?
You can say no. I've heard it before. And for all you know, you're not the first person I asked.
I'll be there. Give me an hour.
I have a vague story about this. A long time ago. You know what? It's 2023. It's been a while since I've done this, because I actually, when I started doing YouTube is when I stopped doing this job, because I couldn't do it both. I was on call. I was trying to build something, but it didn't turn out well. I was like kind of like a personal assistant to wealthy people, right? So I would go to these wealthy neighborhoods. I was trying to build something, but eventually I realized it was too much. You know, and I was just on call. On call. They could call me 3-4 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock, whenever they want to call me, they could call me. And it became to the point where I was managing so many people, but at that point in my life, I didn't know. I started to hire a few people to do it, but I couldn't train them adequately enough to actually understand that it's not about them, it's about the client. So it was kind of weird. Like I've been around some people, you know what I'm saying? And I've gotten some really good advice on how to do things, and some advice that have changed my life. I have a mentor that I still talk to today, that I met through doing that as well. So it's, you know what I mean? Like, I understand what Don is going through, man, because you can't, like, if they call you at a certain point, because these people are paying you, you know what I'm saying, good money, you know what I mean? They paying you good money to be there when they need you know what I'm saying? Like, if they fly back into the country and stuff like that, like, they need to be picked up from the airport and stuff like that. Sometimes it might be off schedule. Maybe they were supposed to come in tomorrow, you thinking tomorrow, and they call you the night before and be like, hey, we're here, you know what I'm saying? And what are you gonna tell them? No, I can't come pick you up. You know what I'm saying? You got to leave whatever you're doing. So it took a toll on my relationship as well. It was cool. Yeah, it was cool because, you know what I'm saying, I was hanging out with the crowd, you know what I mean?
I think you know I'm in a bit of a crisis tonight.
I didn't know that.
I think about my business day and night. And then I realize maybe that's the reason I'm so lonesome.
You might be working too much.
I thought he was married.
I'm not working enough.
Kid or not.
You know, we are a force of good, Don. Because we have God. Communists don't. I don't want any politics in my campaign, you know that. But there should be goodness and confidence. You're my angel, you know that? You're like a son. In fact, sometimes you're more than a son to me. Because you didn't have what they had. And you understand.
Is this Henry?
Come in, come in, come in.
I drove all the way down to get the mail, and then I turned around and I debated it. And I went past the exit a dozen times, and...
My girl is due back. Are you here?
Oh, there you are.
Carla, this is Henry Francis. He works for Governor Rockefeller.
It's nice to meet you.
So anyway, I think this is an excellent venue for a fundraiser. Pleasure to meet you.
Again, as I talked about, what was it, season 1? Was it season 1? She let a strange man into her house again. I mean, even though I believe Don spoke to her about this already, and she did it again. It's like, but this is different though, because this is actually, yeah, I'm saying her cheating. I guess you would say it's not full on cheating yet, but it's gonna get there. I feel like it's gonna get there. At this point, I think that Betty and Don should just have a one-on-one, heart-to-heart about the situations. Like, I want to sleep with other women, you want to sleep with other men. Let's keep it about. Let's stay together for the kids' sake. It's like, we're still gonna be mom and dad to the kids, but we'll seek our relationships elsewhere. Because at this point, they're not attracted to each other anymore. Well, there's still some level of attraction there, of course, I think, because they just, they went to, where was it? Was it Rome, Italy? They went to Italy, and, and they were quite enamored with each other. So I think there's still some feeling attractive to each other. Attractiveness. Attraction. This is the right word. I think they do have some attraction to each other. But other than that, I still think they need to have that heart-to-heart, though, because I think it's going to come to a head at some point. But let's keep watching.
You as well.
I think Carla might suspect something, though.
So the hillbilly says, that ain't my finger.
We're gonna have to hear the beginning of that joke. What's going on?
I have no idea.
Does someone know what's going on? Speak up.
And he told me to get rid of Sal. What?
And you made an executive decision to do nothing.
He was really drunk. I thought it would blow over. I didn't even think he'd remember.
When you get in trouble, you call mommy and daddy.
He told me not to tell you, so what was I supposed to do?
Everyone's an account man. What exactly do you think we do here, Crane? We handle clients.
He wouldn't say a word. He just left.
Sal, you're fired. We're gonna find out what he wants to do with you, you imbecile.
Oh, God.
What the hell happened? What is going on?
Garner has a problem with creative. Let Don solve it. He does it all now anyway. Now!
Who died?
Who died?
Screwed up with Lee Garner Jr. What? How do I explain this?
He told Harry to fire me.
Harry? I didn't, but now Roger did. Roger did what?
He fired me.
Roger said to tell you to fix it. Those are his words. What happened?
Lee Gardner got drunk, and he told Harry to fire me. And then Roger got angry, and he did. I think if I get away from Lucky Strike and lay low from Roger for a day or two, everything will be fine.
I understand what just happened. What happened with the cut?
He was drunk. And he cornered me in the editing room.
Cornered you?
Yes.
You must have been really shocked.
I was. Believe me.
But nothing happened. Because nothing could have happened because you're married.
Don, I swear on my mother's life.
You sure you want to do that?
Huh?
Who do you think you're talking to? You people.
You people! No, Don didn't. Don didn't say you people. Oh my God. Don said you people. That's insane.
You'll do fine.
Hi.
How was your day?
Not good.
She knows
Didn't
that
wanna bother you
Carla
with it,
knows.
but that man dropped by today from the governor's office. Carla met him.
Carla's like, why are you trying to drag me into this, man?
They want to have a fundraiser, but her house isn't big enough. Next week, I think,
Betty's trying to cover her tracks.
for the campaign.
Good night, children.
Good night. Bye.
Good night, Mrs. Draper.
Carla is not an
Because
idiot.
I'm leaving.
No. Go ahead.
Good night, boss.
Henry Francis.
Hello. I thought I'd get the service. This is Betty Draper.
I know that. Listen, I shouldn't have come by like that.
How's Tuesday the 17th? Can you make it then? Is that good for you?
Okay. I guess you're going through with this.
Whoa.
I had to.
Rome, Tehran, Tokyo are magnificent destinations. And that's really been the focus of almost every campaign you've had up till now. How to lure the American traveler abroad. And yet, the average American experiences a level of luxury that belongs only to kings in most of the world. We're not chauvinists. We just have expectations.
It's good. Very good. It's clever, yet friendly, draws you in. But what about the moon? There's nothing about the moon. I'd like to speak with Don in private.
What happened?
Down. I'm going to speak very honestly with you. I don't think folks do that often. Probably scared.
Or they trust my work.
You want me to just say yes to everything you do?
Most ad men believe that clients are the thing that gets in the way of good work. I've never experienced that.
You did not give me what I wanted. What do you want from me, love? Your work is good. But when I say I want the moon, I expect the moon.
I've been there. And the thing about it is this, right? It's all about, I don't think that he's being a bad client. I think he's trying to push Don to be better.
Mrs. Draper, I'm Elsa Kittredge. I work with Mr. Francis.
Pleasure to meet you. I assume he's been delayed.
Actually, he asked that I address the group on behalf of the governor. I think you'll see I won't embarrass you in front of your friends.
Please, begin whenever you want.
Oh, no, you begin, dear.
Please see that we're not disturbed.
Damn, she just went to the office like.
Where were you last night?
Calm down.
Why didn't you come? Why did you send that woman? I watched the door all night like a sap.
I'm sorry, but I wanted you to come to me.
Oh, there you go.
We should get a room somewhere.
No. It's Tawdry.
What does that mean? Tawdry?
I don't know what you want.
Tawdry. I've never heard that word before.
Goodbye.
We know that that's not the end of that.
I heard Conrad Hilton left this building in a huff yesterday.
Who told you that?
You've got your face so deep in Hilton's lap, you're ignoring everything else.
Everything's under control.
You won't even let me meet the man. Keep joking about it. We've had 2 clients in 1 week leave here angry. Important clients. That what you want this place to be known for? That and some guy losing his foot in a lawnmower? I want to put you on notice. You are in over your head.
Yeah, and this is why I didn't want to get into a contract, because now they could just talk to him anyhow how.
You can leave it on your station. I don't mind.
It's all right.
What was that?
Funeral service for the little girls in Birmingham.
I hate to say this, but it's really made me wonder about civil rights. Maybe it's not supposed to happen right now.
Excuse me?
Hello, Mr. Draper.
Hello.
You just missed bedtime. They're probably still
Did she
awake.
just what? Do you know that shouldn't even have been a thing? It shouldn't have been that people had to fight for civil rights. You dumb. I don't even want to, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't even have been a thing, but they are fighting for it and saying now is not the time. You know what? You need to stop. Betty is getting on my nerves, right?
Someone's going to see you.
Didn't let me in.
What can I do for you?
I don't know.
A lot.
Wanted to talk.
Right. Says the man as he unbuckles his pants.
What do you want me to say? You've been flirting with me for months. Tell me you've run past that stretch of highway in the past 2 weeks and not thought of me. Not looked for
Well, it's been 2 weeks already.
But then I have the luxury of that last half-mile home where I go through every step of the future until it ends. You live 2 miles from here. Your daughter was my student. I've seen your wife in the market. I don't think you've done this before this way.
Bah.
I want you.
Listen, let me tell you something about why it's very fascinating, because a man's nature is to do what Don is doing. You go against this shit. It is hard. It's so hard, man. You guys don't understand. Like, well, maybe you do. Maybe you do. But let me tell you something, ladies, for those of you who watch my reactions, it is very hard for men to stay faithful. It is very hard. I don't think it's as hard for women. I don't think it is. But I don't think it's like this huge gap. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for men to stay faithful, man. You guys don't understand. Like, a woman touches us. Like, if a woman, like, just rub up against us a little bit, we feel like we need to hit that. You're like, it's, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like what Bill Burr says, like, you don't know what it's like to have a penis. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't understand. You get what I'm saying? Right? I think women are so emotional and their emotions change. Like, you know what I'm saying? The amount of emotions they go through and just daily. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I don't know. I think men just on a regular basis on average are more hornier more times throughout the day. Like, I think women go through more emotions throughout the day. We just have horniness. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So it's a battle, man. It's a battle. The level of self-control that I've developed over the years is a testament to myself, because trust me, the thoughts are still there. When I go out there and I see the thoughts are still there, and to, you know what I'm saying, like, to be able to just, you know what I mean, and just bring it in. You don't you don't you don't, you know what I mean? You don't. It's crazy. But you know, you have so many men out there that just give into it. You know what I mean? And listen, I don't think cheating is right. I've told you guys this multiple times. But it's not easy, man. It's not easy. It's not easy to turn down these opportunities. It's not easy. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why God made us this way. And she is gorgeous, dude. You know what the funny thing is? They always show Don. They always show Don going all the way, and then they will show Betty. Well, one time we know that Betty actually did cheat, right? It's only one time. But she's always had, in my opinion, she's had better self-control than he does. And I think in general, women do. I think in general, women do. Maybe not so much today. I think in general, women do have better self-control. But at the same time, you know, I think women and men are cheating at the same rate, you know, today. I think they are. Maybe 1 or 2% off, but I think it's pretty much even. I don't think you can make an argument that men cheat more than women or women cheat more than men. I don't think you can make a solid argument for that, because I think the statistics would prove that it's pretty much even. And when I'm talking in general, I'm talking about the you know, just in the West here. I'm not talking about those other countries. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about those other countries. So, yeah, I mean, anytime you hear me talk about something, I'm talking about the stats that I know about, the country I'm living in, the United States. But it was a good episode, though. It was a good episode, though. I knew that from, like, was it at the beginning of this season? Like, things kind of ramped up between these two, between the teacher. I even have to look her up, because I knew her from somewhere, and she reminds me of Sarah Silverman a lot. Awesome. So this episode with the teacher, we knew that this was going to happen at some point. At least I knew. You guys have watched the show already, so you knew it happened. I knew Don was going to end up sleeping with this woman, because they were featuring her too much. It wasn't just that one episode, you know what I'm saying? They kept bringing her back as Sarah's teacher. Not Sarah. Is it Sarah? Sally's teacher, right? And they kept bringing her up. So I kind of knew that they were kind of trying to push her to the forefront a bit, as in who's Don's woman, who the woman he's gonna sleep with in this season that's outside of his marriage. And I knew it was gonna be her. All the flirting that she was doing, she called him in the middle of the night. If you guys remember, she called him in the middle of the night with her buttons tops open. You know what I'm saying? Like, when a woman call you and they feeling you like that, and you know what I'm saying, like, she don't want to jump too much into it, you know what I mean? You know, and when Don got the moves, he got riz, you know what I'm saying, as the young kids are saying these days. He got riz, he got game, and he got the confidence. So, I mean, absolutely, I knew they were going to end up sleeping with each other. As I said, at this point in the story, I can't say it's still bad nonetheless, but I can't say that I can't like defend anything on both sides anymore, because on either side anymore, I should say, because both of them are doing things outside their marriage. I mean, we just saw Betty in the same episode kiss Henry, right? So at this point, I'm saying that they should just have a conversation to see other people, because at the end of the day, like, you know, I know Don is going to be mad if Betty should tell, or if he finds out that Betty kissed some other dude. He's going to be mad, because even though other people might say he shouldn't be mad because he's been cheating all this time, that's just how men are. Any woman that is enjoying, you know, that is, any man, any woman that is taking resources from a man, or a man decides to give you his resources, marry you, you know, get kids with you and all this other stuff, essentially the man is a lot more protective over that woman than any other woman that he would sleep with, even while he's in a relationship with you. That's just how men are. Now, I believe that that's not how it's supposed to go. You should just be with that woman by yourself. But unfortunately, some men believe that they should still be able to enjoy other women outside of their relationship. And as long as the woman know, I can agree with that. If the woman knows about it and she's cool with it, cool. But if she doesn't know about it, it's absolutely wrong. The reason why men would be so possessive, right, about that, or be so angry, is because men are just naturally very territorial, right? We love to say that's mine. You get what I'm saying? We love to say that's mine. We love to claim things. It doesn't mean that you're a slave. Let me clarify that one more time. It does not mean you, the woman, is a slave. It does not mean in the whole term of owning you as property. It just means that you belong to us. I'm not saying that you're my property. I can do whatever I want with you and all this other stuff and all the narrative that is out there when you hear other men say this. That is not what we mean when we say that you belong to us. Okay? It's just that we're territorial and we love to claim things as men. We love to claim things. I like to say that that's mine. You get what I'm saying? And that's cool, and women should be able to do that as well. You should be able to look at your man and say, that's my man, right? You should be able to do that, and there shouldn't be anything wrong with that. I don't, when my girls say that, I don't think that she owns me in any way. You get what I'm saying? So context do matter when we talk about certain words, because they mean different things for different situations and the way how the word is used. Right? So don't just immediately jump to the extreme and say that stuff, because I know that a lot of women, when you talk about submissiveness and stuff like that, a lot of women jump to the conclusion that we just want a slave and we just want a woman that's just gonna, you know, kiss our feet and, you know, suck our toes or some shit. I don't even know why they go there, because why would we expect a woman to, first of all, I don't even like my toes sucked. I don't like it. It's been done to me before. I think that shit is nasty. I absolutely told her not to do that shit. Not my current girl. I'm talking about before. I said in between. In between. I was like, this shit happened after my marriage. I'm like, you way too freaky. No. You know what I'm saying? Fingers, cool. Toes, no. You know what I'm saying? No. Cut it out. That is not cool. Okay. But at this point, I think they just need to discuss, you know, but maybe back in the day that wasn't acceptable. I don't think there were open relationships back then. Maybe they were, but they weren't, like, people didn't really know about them. You know what I'm saying? But cool. But I think both of them should agree, because they're both being tempted. You know what I'm saying? They're both being tempted. Betty, you know what I'm saying, showing a little bit more self-control than Don is, of course, even though, you know, she kissed another man, still cheating, because that's not your husband. We all know that Donna's been cheating. So cool. Let's have that conversation, right? Let's have that conversation. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, man. This was an excellent episode. The whole thing that is happening with Don and Connie, I think Don is going to come up with a great idea to include the moon that he wants. So that's definitely looking for something. I like their relationship. I don't want them to, you know what I'm saying? You know, I don't want this to come to get in the way of the great relationship that they have, because I think it is more of like a father figure to Don, something that Don never really had. You know what I'm saying? For him. And I think this is the first time he's come up with an idea and a client said, no, we're not doing that. I need you to get me what I want. So I think in this space, you know, Don is kind of, you know, because of this, he's like a pretty girl. You know what I'm saying? You know, because he sits on this high horse because of his knowledge and how he's been doing things, he very rarely hears somebody tells him no. You know what I'm saying? So of course he praised the good thing that he did, which is what fathers do. You get what I'm saying? They praise what you do, but if it's not what they want you to do, they're going to tell you, do it this way. You get what I'm saying? And this is what I want you to do. If you're not doing it this way, you're not going to achieve the results that I want. But yeah, you can find all the ways around it to do it, but this is what I want, how I want it to be done. Okay? This is how I want you done. This is how I want you to do it. Right? So, cool. I like their dynamic. I know they're both grown men, so don't, you know, try to distinguish in the comment section. Oh, they're both grown or whatever. They understand, you know, how their dynamic has changed over the time that they've been interacted with each other. He's still a client and he's still an admin, but at the same time, Connie looks at him like a son. He said as much. Even he said he would more consider him even more of a son, more than a son. You know what I'm saying? Because he understands him. You know what I'm saying? And he does that without, you know, without having what his actual sons have. You know what I'm saying? So he respects that. So that's the reason why I believe that Connie is like, you know what I'm saying? When I ask you to do something a certain way, or I'm asking for something that is what I want. You know what I'm saying? So either way, it's a good lesson for Don, in my opinion. You guys might think differently. You know, clients don't always know what is needed or knows what the market needed. That's why they hire people to do these things. But sometimes there's a certain aspect. You know, sometimes, you know, a client will come in and be like, hey, I want a car in a commercial, when this has nothing to do with cars. And they're like, well, I want a car in a commercial. And you got to put a car in a commercial. If you don't put a car in a commercial, they're going to get somebody else that will put a car in a commercial. Right? It's just how what it is. So it is what it is, man. I love this show because there's so much conversation to be had around it. And it's just a good show, man. I don't like how Sterling is approaching Don these days, because they had a really good friendship when the show started, and that just diminished. And now that he signed this contract, he feels like he can talk to Don however he pleases. And I think in a way that's why they forced him to do this, because they want to have some power over Don. He lost all the power he had because of this contract, and that's not good. But man, show is a good show, man. I was sitting here now for 1 hour 25. I'll see you guys later, man. Peace.